you're cold, or you're scared, or a piece of music hits you in exactly the right way, and suddenly, tiny bumps appear all over your skin. Your hair stands up. You didn't decide to do that. Your body just did it on its own. What is that? And why does it happen? Each hair on your body sits inside a tiny pocket in your skin called a follicle. Attached to that follicle is a small muscle called the erector pili. When your brain sends a signal, that muscle contracts, pulls the hair upright, and the skin around it bunches up into a tiny bump. That's a goosebump. It happens in a fraction of a second, across thousands of hairs at once. Now why? To understand that, you have to go back. A long way back. Our ancient ancestors were covered in thick body hair. When they got cold, their hair stood on end, trapping a layer of warm air close to the skin, like a natural coat. And when they were threatened by a predator, raised fur made them look bigger, more dangerous, a bluff that might just save their life. Over hundreds of thousands of years, humans gradually lost most of that body hair. But the reflex stayed. The muscle is still there. The signal still fires. Your body still raises hair that barely exists anymore. It's a ghost of something that once kept your ancestors alive, running automatically, long after the reason for it has gone. The trigger for goosebumps is adrenaline, the hormone your body releases when it senses danger, cold, or intense emotion. Adrenaline prepares you to fight or run. It speeds up your heart, sharpens your focus, floods your muscles with energy, and it fires those tiny hair muscles as part of the same package. Goosebumps are a side effect of your body switching into high alert. But here's the part that's genuinely strange. You also get goosebumps from music, from a scene in a film, from a moment of unexpected beauty, from hearing something that moves you deeply. That's not cold. That's not a predator. So why is your body reacting the same way? Scientists believe it's because the brain processes powerful emotional experiences through the same pathways as physical threats. Something overwhelming, something that matters, triggers the same ancient alarm. Your body doesn't distinguish between a lion and a perfect chord. Both are significant. Both deserve a response. Scientists have a name for goosebumps caused by music or art. They call it frisson, from the French word for shiver. Not everyone experiences it. Studies suggest that people who get frisson from music tend to have stronger connections between the parts of the brain that process sound and the parts that process emotion. In other words, if music gives you chills, your brain is wired to feel it more deeply than most people do. You're not alone in this. Almost every mammal gets goosebumps. A cat arches its back and its fur stands on end when it's threatened. A porcupine raises its quills, which are actually modified hairs. A dog's hackles rise along its spine. It's the same reflex, the same muscle, the same ancient signal, just expressed differently depending on how much fur the animal has. In humans, it just looks like small bumps and not much else. The next time you feel goosebumps, whether it's from the cold, from a sudden fright, or from a piece of music that catches you completely off guard, pay attention. Your body is doing something it has been doing for millions of years. A reflex older than language, older than fire. A tiny, automatic signal that says, this moment matters. Something here is worth responding to. Your ancestors felt exactly